Hi, I'm City Manager Ed Zuercher, and welcome to another edition of Doing What Matters, the show where we talk to Phoenix employees about the important work they do to serve the community. We're here in the holiday season, and for many people, that means traditions. Some of those traditions involve the Nutcracker Ballet, the Christmas Carol Theater, or a symphony performance at New Year's Eve. And we're here at Symphony Hall today, one of Phoenix's great venues where these events can happen. And we're going to be joined by Production Coordinator Todd Rambo, employee of the Phoenix Convention Center and Venues Department. And you, as a production coordinator, are responsible for some of this behind-the-scenes activity that we don't get to enjoy from the audience.
Hopefully.
But we take advantage of it. Tell us what a production coordinator for the City of Phoenix does.
So we've got a variety of duties. We maintain all the equipment in the theaters and in the convention center. That means Symphony Hall, the Orpheum, the Herberger, and the theatrical lighting systems and audio systems and presentation systems in the convention center.
So you have the kind of job where people, if they notice it, there's probably a problem that's happened, right?
Yeah.
So how do you keep yourself activated and interested in that? What's interesting to you about your work?
The variety. We're constantly doing something different every single day. For one day I'll be here supervising the opera and making sure they don't kill people or break things.
That's important.
Right.
Only stage killings,
Yes,
I guess, right?
yeah, staged ones with
Right.
with blood packs and stuff. But the next day I might be, full of grease and taking apart a piece of equipment that needs to repair, and the next day I'll be programming a computer to make the lighting system work properly.
So what are some of the more interesting shows that you've worked on? Because it's been a broad spectrum, I know.
It's been a broad spectrum.
And this year's been especially busy, I know, right? Yeah.
So in January we did NFL Honors Here, which was a big production that was broadcast nationally on NBC, and it was sort of the Academy Awards for the NFL. At the same time, we had two shows being broadcast live at the Orpheum. We had Fairdy Live and the Jimmy Fallon Show, that little show that nobody really watches.
Right. Pretty exciting stuff, huh?
Yeah. So getting all of that set up and coordinated and doing all of that while not impacting the ballet who was here just before them or other clients, making sure that we took care of the clients that we had in the buildings without hurting their business.
Let's talk about that a little bit, because you have kind of the bread and butter of Symphony Hall and Herberger Theater are our resident companies. And how do you interact with those important arts
So the resident companies, they're in our buildings all the time. Probably 90% of our calendar here at Symphony Hall is the resident companies, the opera, the ballet, the symphony. We do occasionally one or two one-off shows. Johnny Mathis was here a couple of years ago. Tony Bennett does concerts here every once in a while. But 90% of our business here are the resident companies. So we have a large orchestra shell that we can't see right now because it's all stored away. That comes out, we set that up for the orchestra. The opera and the ballet have large production teams. They come in with 30 or 40 stagehands and set up their shows, and we make sure that they do it safely and in a way that benefits the city too, because people don't have a good distinction between the opera and Symphony Hall. They just know that they're coming to Symphony Hall.
They're coming to a show.
They're coming to a show.
Right.
So it's important for us to make sure that the opera and the ballet and the symphony all have the production value that benefits us as well and keeps us in a good light with the city.
Sure. One of the interesting things about doing this show is the wide variety of jobs that we have at the city. And so production coordinator is one that most people don't think about.
Yeah.
So how do you, looking back on your life, I'm sure you didn't say, I'm going to be a production coordinator for the city of Phoenix.
Right.
What led you to actually this position?
So I had been the production manager over at Phoenix Theater for about a year, and I'd been touring around with, after that I toured around with Trinity Irish Dance, which was sort of a precursor to Lord of the Dance. And I was tired of airports after 9/11. It stopped being fun to travel.
Yeah.
So I wanted to settle down, and I was born and raised here and loved these venues since I was a kid, and had the opportunity to become a part of it.
And you actually started out in production theater in high school.
I did, yeah. I started doing theater in high school, took a class 8th grade, and then started doing shows. Yeah. Technical theater, and was petrified of heights before I went to high school, and got up into the catwalks, and it's this open grating that you're walking over, and it's 30-foot drop, and I was just white knuckling on the handrails. But that's where you had to go to do the lighting and do this other stuff that was so much fun to me. So I got over my fear of heights, and
there you are in Symphony Hall, probably more than 30 feet here.
It's 89 feet to the grade.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
So what gives you the most satisfaction in doing your job? How do you know you've done the job well?
I know I've done my job well if nobody notices. If nobody sees or is distracted by something that's gone on backstage or has a bad experience. I know we've done our job when people leave happy. The arts are really important, and for two reasons. They tell us who we are, how we react to shows, tells us who we are as a people, but more importantly, we're here to entertain people. So if people leave having a good time, then we've done our job.
Well, Todd, thanks for doing a great job for us as a production coordinator at the Convention Center.
Thanks.
Appreciate the work you do.
Thank you.
If you'd like to learn more about the great work going on at Phoenix Convention Centers and venues, check out the website on your screen. For Doing What Matters, I'm City Manager Ed Zuercher.